Hello and thank you for joining us today. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a couple of different gems for our watercolor project. I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle. I am going to use a straight edge for this, and I'm drawing lightly because some of these lines will be erased. You always want to draw light because there is always the potential to erase. And you do not want what I refer to as ghost lines. Ghost lines is what is left when you erase a line that you drew a little too dark, and so it leaves evidence of that line on the paper, even though you've erased it. Alright, so I have drawn two rectangles. One is set inside the other. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the corners of each corner. And then I'm going to actually erase the corners very gently. And then I'm going to play a fun game of connect the vertices. In doing this, I have now created a gem. A variation of this style of gem is to use the same steps. So if I was to come over here and draw a rectangle, I'll do another rectangle for it to set inside. I should be using my straight edge, but I'm not. I want you to see the difference in the quality of the line work. I'm going to cut out the corners for the outer rectangle. I'm going to leave the corners for the inner rectangle. And then we're going to play connect the vertices again, so we end up with a triangle in each corner. Now there's lots of different types of gems out there. Gems, diamonds, rubies, they come in all different shapes and sizes. And a popular kind of diamond that we see normally looks something like this. And if we were to look from it from the top, we would have a circular design. Now here's the thing. Gems are not naturally circular. And in order to have that circular detail, you have to have a lot of points to create that curve. So I want you to think about a straight line. If we were to use our compass, we would see 0 degrees all the way to 180 degrees. That is a line segment. It is also the diameter of a circle. If we were to, from the center, go straight up, that would give us 90 degrees. We now have 3 points. If we were to connect them, we would get an angle. It's not much of a curve going on there. So we want to add in some more points. And the reason we want to do that is the more points you have, the more of a curve you have. So we're just playing connect the dots, trying to get a circular shape. So the more points you add, the rounder the gem is going to be. So this has just been a quick study on drawing some single gems. You can also draw a cluster if you want. If you are going to draw a cluster, again, I highly advise you to use a straight edge when you are drawing. Focus on the overall shape of the gems first for your cluster. So before I go in and start adding lines, I'm going to build up the silhouette of my gem cluster. So I might decide I want something to cross in front. So now I can go in and I can erase any lines that I need to before I start adding in details to make them look more like gems. So for this one, some very simple, straightforward gem work. This one has an inset piece. And then this one is the same way. You want to make sure that your lines line up, match up. And there we have it, a very simple cluster. So this is just some ways in which you can draw gems, diamonds, rubies. Make sure you grab a good reference picture. You don't have to stay true to the reference, but it is always a good starting point. In the next video, I will draw out a gem, and I will use color pencils to color it with lighting and shading. This is for those of you that do not have watercolors. The watercolor video will come sometime tomorrow. Alright guys, see you soon.